Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. So I'm excited to share that our topic for today is making peace with where you are. Who sometimes feels like they're just not at peace with where they are. You know, I know for me, that's absolutely been the case at certain times that, I've just not been exactly where I want to be in life. And it almost feels like I'm in a corridor. Yeah. It's like I'm wanting to be somewhere else and I'm just not quite there yet. And there's pain, there's upset, there's disappointment that's often associated with not being where we want to be. And what I found for myself and what I share with other people is when we can clear the stuff and make peace with where we are, miracles happen. You know, just within ourselves, when you're peaceful about where you are and you accept where you are, don't you notice your shoulders drop, your body relaxes, you feel internally different. And so that's what we're really focusing on today. Whatever's going on, regardless of where you want to be, and often we want to be in different places, our expectations can get in the way of that, and I'll talk about that shortly. But wherever you are, it's going, you know what, whether I like it or not, this is where I am right now in this area of my life. I can't actually change it in this moment. But what I can change is how I feel about it. What I can change is my perspective on where I am right now. So that's what we're going to look at. It's not denial. I'm just very selective about the reality that I accept. So that's something I'm really passionate about. And those of you that come to my live meetup events will know it's a really strong theme for me, these words. You know, we've always got a choice about everything. How do I feel? How do I feel when I go to bed tonight? Do I focus on what went wrong or do I focus on what went well through the day? You know, if someone hasn't called me, do I focus on, oh, they haven't called, they probably don't like me? Or do I focus on, oh, they're probably just really busy. They absolutely like me. You know, we may not even think about whether they like me, but what are we putting our attention on? What are we focusing on? And are we choosing a favorable interpretation? So this is one of my favorite slides. This is what success looks like versus what people think success looks like. So who feels like in a lot of areas of their life, they were expecting as they were younger, life to be this straight line up, amazing, right? That was me. I thought so many of my areas of my life were going to be this line up, everything was going to be going amazing. And a lot of areas did. But then there were other parts of my life that look like that squiggly line. Who's familiar with that squiggle, right? For me, that squiggle always came in the areas of relationships. I always hoped that it would be the straight line up, but it wasn't. And I had this picture that I was going to be married by 28. All of that was going to be sorted. But in actual fact, I had the squiggle. I had a big time squiggle in terms of life didn't look like exactly what I thought it was going to look like. So when 28 came, there was real pain and disappointment for me because I wasn't where I had hoped to be. And that really is one of the reasons that this topic is so important to me, making peace with where you are. When we've got that resistance and I should be here and I should be achieving that, or I should be better from my illness, you know, we cause this internal resistance and fighting within our system. And when we do that, that's often when we have physical pain, emotional pain, we're not feeling great. We're feeling frustrated, angry, or whatever other emotions come out, and we're not making peace with where we are. When you see someone who's peaceful, you can feel it, right? It's a totally, totally different energy. So I put this picture up because it cracked me up. I found it a little while ago. When you look at this corridor, it looks pretty sterile, right? There's not much going on there. Well, often in life, we can feel like we're going down this corridor. You know, we're not where we want to be. We're in a corridor. Things aren't moving. They're not going where we want them to go. And we wonder when we're going to get to the door, when we're going to get to the colorful door, when life is going to be better. You know, it might be in a relationship. You're feeling frustrated. He hasn't turned up. Where the hell is he? Is the line I'll often share. That was how I felt. Where's the man? Right? It might be you're looking for a house to live in. It might be, you know, you're feeling so busy with the kids and family and you're looking for this space to open up for you to do what you want. Maybe you're looking to connect with like-minded friends in a particular area. So whatever it is for you, if you feel like you're in a corridor, that's okay, right? I think it's really good to accept that sometimes we feel like we're in that corridor. Taking a step back from that, it was once said to me, Deb, why do you even need to think there's a corridor? What if we're all just in the adventure of life? Whatever's coming up, it's just where we're meant to be. Really sit with that. What if it's just where we're meant to be at this point in our lives? What if we can get rid of the corridor and go, you know what? This is just how it is. Everything is happening for me rather than to me, is something that Tony Robbins has always said, and quite a few other spiritual motivators as well, right? What if life is happening for me? What if everything that's happening, even though it feels like I'm not where I am or it's leading me, is actually helping me move closer and closer to where I want to be? So how often do you think, I'll be happy when? I'll be happy when I meet the man. I'll be happy when my body feels better. I'll be happy when this anxiety goes away, right? All of the things. I'll be happy when I've lost X amount of kilos. We all do it in our own different ways. So what would life be like without that? So in my book, a lot of you know I've written a book of hope for people with chronic fatigue. And this is a page from my book that I took a photo of to share here. Avoid thinking I'll be happy when. So for this is for the people or these scenarios, or this was me, when I was physically exhausted. My body was not working. It didn't have the energy. And these are a lot of thoughts, but you can take these and link them to your own life. So for me at that time, I had these feelings. I'll be happy when my energy returns. I'll be happy when, or it starts to return, when all of it returns, when I could get back to work again, because I couldn't work, as a lot of people can't in this situation. I can go back to school. I don't have to spend all day on the couch. I can go with friends for coffee. So what are these for you that come up? What do you say to yourself? I'll be happy when, I go to bed before 10 o'clock and I've got more energy during the day. I'll be happy when I get a new car, when I have the dream holiday, whatever it is. So just noticing what it is that you say to yourself, because every time we say one of these to ourselves, we reduce the level of joy. All of these I'll be happy whens reduce our current joy and our acceptance of our now. I remember years ago, I was on this personal development course, and this was part of me. I would often say to myself without awareness, I'll be happy when. It's not fair. I'll be happy when that happens. Why hasn't that happened? And I remember on the course, they said to me, Deb, and they had this carrot in front of me. It was this person who was crazily running around the room, and they had this carrot. Picture this as a carrot hanging above me. And I just kept running. But that carrot kept going further and further ahead of me. I really should have brought a carrot into the room today. So I kept chasing something that was ahead of me. And it took this conversation and going, well, what is it? Why do you keep chasing the carrot? What if you can just go, you know what? I'm going to make peace with where I am now. Let go of the carrot. It's always going to be there. Where I am is okay. And the carrot will come. What if I can trust and know the carrot or the staples or whatever it is will come? So really interesting to think about that. And also notice how many times in a day do I focus on, I'll be happy when. So all of this reduces our energy. And for those that are familiar, it brings you lower on the vibrational scale, which I talk a lot more about in the events that I run as well. So, you might be feeling trusting or enthusiastic and your energy goes down with these thoughts. Already you could be in a place of disappointment or blame. And again, your energy drops further. So noticing how often we say things like this to ourselves is really, really valuable and beneficial. Again, I talk more about that. Come along to our sessions for more. So 6 ways to make peace with where you are. What can you do? Feel what you're feeling. So allow yourself to feel it rather than resisting it and going, oh, no, I'm not going to think about it. It's not there. I'll eat some chocolate. I'll watch my favorite Netflix show. Actually, let yourself feel it. Breathe into it. You can close your eyes and let yourself feel it. Write it down. Let yourself feel what it is that's going on and what you're feeling. So honoring. Take deep breaths. So you probably notice as you get more stressed, more anxious, our breath speeds up. So what we want to do is slow down the breath. And if we can intentionally slow down the breath, what we notice is that our thoughts slow down and often our thoughts start to change. So taking deep breaths is a great way to help make peace with your current situation and where you are. Notice your actual thoughts and don't fixate on the reasons, yeah? It's our brain that does this. It often goes straight into what's wrong, what's not working, what we're not happy with. So just notice it without judgment, allow it to be, and let go of the reasons as well. So a really powerful thing to do is just notice it without judgment. Create a jar of gratitude. So focus on what you're grateful for, what you appreciate, and write it down. Put it in a jar, write it on a notebook. The more we switch into what we're grateful for, the more we shift our neural pathways and the better we feel, the more we accept our current situation. So every day focusing on at least 3 things that we're grateful for is a really powerful strategy to help us make peace with where we are and accept what's going on. Move your body. Give your body permission to move. Put on some music, dance, walk, run, whatever it is for you, but move your body and let the emotions move through you. Don't push them. That's a really important thing as well. We're not pushing. We're just allowing it to be, allowing it to move through us. And finally, remind yourself that it is not permanent. You're not going to be here forever. It's not going to be how it is for the rest of time. Trust and know that it will change and that things will get better. So sending you lots of love, wishing you a beautiful day ahead, and hoping you've got something you can take away for yourself today to help you make peace with where you are. Whether you're already almost there, you're feeling pretty good, or you're really struggling to make peace, take one of these steps and apply it over the next week. Let us know which one stood out to you, which of those 6. We'd really love to hear it. And enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.